The audio is not Mr. Subramanian, audio is not working.
The audio is not coming?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible now?
You're audible, but the music was not.
Let me see.
Yeah, very much audible.
Sarvakareshu sarvada Vakratund Mahakay Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kuru me dev Sarvakareshu sarvada.
Intention drives energy. Let us create within ourselves the intention to achieve the highest possible. Let us create within ourselves the intention to achieve the highest possible capability in whatever we try to do. And may Lord Ganesha remove all obstacles in our way to achieving it. Talking about obstacles brings me to the Bhagavad-Gita, where Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that we are not kept from our goal by the obstacles, but by a clearer path to a lesser goal. You are capable of many, many big things in life, but when, unfortunately, you get a clear path to a much lesser objective, you start chasing it and in the process, live out everything that you are capable of at a much higher level. Friends, let us not do that. You have assembled here today to listen about Diplome de Master Trainer. This is precisely what my program, Diplome de Master Trainer, does. Bring out the best in you, and that is very essential today in these changing times. These changing times started quite some time back, but got unimaginably accelerated when the pandemic struck India in mid-February, and by March, we were all in complete lockdown. As it progressed, life started sliding into fear, despair, and uncertainty. Locked at home, not knowing what was going to happen, people were becoming mentally ill. Yes, friends, mentally ill. Something which was more dangerous than becoming physically ill with COVID. You and your families were facing three major challenges. The first one was the safety of your near and dear ones. How to keep them safe and see out this period. 2 years we have all suffered, trying to keep our near and dear ones safe. Many have lost many near and dear ones. The second is the challenge was income. How to secure our income in this period of severe disruption. Companies were closing down, downsizing, businesses are facing shortages, fund crunch, receivables were not coming, and companies are finding it very difficult to pay the salaries, furloughs, cutting of salaries, everything has happened. And the third, even more dangerous thing, which threatens to continue for a very long time to come, is the digitalization of industry. The pandemic has brought in front of us these three challenges. And these three challenges have transitioned into what McKinsey calls, the change, the future of work. As per McKinsey Global Institute, a division of McKinsey and Company, the #1 consultant in the world, the future of work is fast changing, and new and more sophisticated skills are necessary to survive in the future. Or in other words, we seriously need to adjust to a changing job market. Be you a professional, a self-employed person, a trainer, or whatever, you need to adequately change in the marketplace. This is precisely what the United Nations is saying. United Nations is vociferous is affirming that the new normal in the wake of the pandemic is totally digital. The World Bank further confirms that today's lessons learned from the world going digital are the governing principles by which our life is going to be governed tomorrow. They are the principles of tomorrow. You think that there is nothing special about the virtual platform. True, you may think so. It is like any other means of communication is what you may think. Well, let me tell you that the communication on the virtual platform is very, very different. Harvard Business Review has rightly observed that the virtual presenting, communicating, learning, or teaching is very weird. You need special skill, knowledge, and understanding of cognitive science and implicit teaching and learning to master it. That is why these premier colleges are laying so much importance and emphasis on virtual presentation and communication. Harvard Business School has started teaching its students how to excel in virtual presentation. Friends, if Harvard has started, do you think Stanford will be far behind? Not to be left behind, Stanford is providing tips and techniques for a confident and compelling presentation. The Stanford lecture speaks of tips for giving effectual virtual presentation. Here, the Stanford Business School, by understanding demands of the online platform, is talking about the change requirements that you need to know before you go live online. Not to be left behind. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the #1 education institution for technology, talks of how even as the situation is becoming normal, it is necessary for you to learn how to shine on the virtual platform. Mark the word here, now virtual means everything is going to go virtual. They go on to discuss what you need to do to shine and excel on the virtual platform. You need to know how to handle the digital world. You may well ask why. Why is the world giving so much importance to everything going online? What happened to the world as we knew before 2020? In what way is it going to be different after 2020? As we have seen 2020 to 22, we have torn off the calendar. And as we move forward, something weird is going on. Something very, very weird is going on. There is an explosion of technology, and all that explosion is landing itself onto the virtual world. So what is the solution? How do we reskill and upskill for the new world? How do we go about it? The answer to this maybe lies in asking another very profound question. What is that one thing that is primarily responsible for the evolution of man? That one thing which is robust, that traditional diseases cannot touch. That is something which traditional diseases, as we know today, cannot touch. Unconscious processes that are robust and untouched by disorders due to the fact that these unconscious processes evolved earlier than the evolutionary timeline relative to the conscious processes. What is it which has brought man from the Stone Age till now? When there was no education, still he evolved, still he learned, still he improved, still he was creative, still he was innovative. What is it which is age dependent? It is relatively unaffected by age and development, the process that can and does help you learn at all ages. What is that process? What is it which has a very low variability compared to experience methods of teaching and learning? This method has got very low variability in ability to gain knowledge. Everyone can gain knowledge equally from person to person. What is it that is IQ independent? You don't need to be at the top percentile to be able to learn. People of all IQ can learn. What is that methodology which can help us going forward? And what is it which is common to all types, all races of people? This is the one question which is very important. Friends, can any one of you mute and tell me what is that I'm referring to, which is robust, which diseases cannot touch, which is age independent, people of every age can learn, which has a very low variability in capacity to learn. That means everyone will learn with equal level of awareness, which is IQ independent. You needn't be at the 97th or 98th percentile to learn. Even a person with 50, 60 percentile can learn. And what is it which is common to everyone? Will one of you kindly unmute and tell me what is that thing that I'm talking about? Can I have a reply from someone, please?
Virtual platform, sir. Virtual platform, online education, digital. Some way we have to go digital because the situation demands digital education, digital study, because now it is a global village concept.
Very good. Is it Mr. Kalyan?
Yeah,
Who is
yeah.
it? Okay. Anyone else would like to try?
And Veena, sir. Veena.
Yes, Veena, anyone else would like to try?
May I?
Yes, Ms. Anuradha.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think the more of the communication skill is required even on a digital platform nowadays, how to convince the people, because the students are not sitting in front of us, and the hybrid mode is being followed in the schools also. Half the students are in the class and half the students are at school and half the students are at home. So we have to follow it with the hybrid mode. So this, I think the more how you're going to convince, how your communication skills should be very, very effective. That is more important along with the technology, no doubt.
Absolutely. Yes. Anybody else would like to say, what is this mode of learning which I am talking about, which is so robust that disease cannot touch it?
Can I speak?
Huh?
Hello, this is Bhupender Singh. Can I speak?
Yes, Mr. Bhupender Singh, please.
Yeah. Nowadays, as a matter of fact, it's a hybrid system. So once you're going for the online platform, the presentation should be so effective that automatically the listeners should see that and speak. Rather to be talking about, it should be like we as a trainer speaking less and the participants speaking more and learning through the picture, through the pictorials which we are going to present. So less of the content should be so effective that it should go directly into their brains by seeing that. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, Mr. Mantosh Oladar, you have raised your hand. Please.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mukesh.
Hello. It is what I feel, sir. It is the emotional quotient, EQ, that makes the difference.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Monotosh, you would like to say something?
Yes, sir. Actually,
Yes.
there are several points. Firstly, you say the democratization of the education. Now, see, I passed from IIT Kharagpur. Nobody could get it other than the IIT student. Now, all IIT knowledge is available. Harvard knowledge is available. MIT knowledge is available. All the great people are available. Who are the textbook masters, textbook icons, Michael Porter, and also that recently I was interacting with Jean-Claude, let's say of the INSEAD. I admire his book, but now I'm interacting with him. So
I'm asking, what is this methodology which is robust, where everyone can learn? It is IQ independent,
yes,
age independent, commonality is there, there is no variability, everyone will learn equally. What is that methodology called?
Sir, that methodology is independent. If you say that is a non-robotic way of presentation, like IIT professors. I passed from IIT. I know that totally robot presentation. Now that is not working. People are doing mobile and other thing, Facebook, just looking at it. So you got to interacting and understanding the student.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Partha, you would like to say something?
Yes, sir. So according to the four angles that you have shown in your one of the PPT slide, I believe that interactive way of keeping the presentation is the one way of getting your message across. So keeping it more interactive, maybe gamification is one that actually bonds everyone. So gamification is one, and second is, of course, the communication should be always two-way. So these two things, according to me.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Let's move forward. Lots of excellent. Yes, two more participants have raised their hands. Who is it?
This is Suma.
Yeah.
The learning what you're talking about, is it implicit learning?
Absolutely bang on target. It is implicit learning. You're right, friends. Implicit learning that was always known to us has driven our life. It has formed a major portion of our learning, and in the post-pandemic era, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are going to have to look to it for the acquisition of the rest also. What is implicit learning? Implicit learning is also known in some quarters as incidental learning. That is how man has evolved. Let's see beyond definition what implicit learning is. You see here two small children, toddlers, maybe in the age group of 2 to 3 or maybe 2 to 4. They have built quite a good structure. Which school of architecture or civil engineering do you think they must have attended? And who their professors and curriculum must have been? You're right, friends. No college or university would have taken them at such a young age. But their learning goes on through the process we just now are trying to define. That is implicit learning. The learning of complex information in an incidental manner without awareness of what has been learned. Just watch here. You can see the child observing his mother. At a distance, his father is bringing water in a vessel. If you observe, you will realize that the father is carrying a bucket in his hand in which there is water. And in front of the child, there is a tower of sand. If you fill up that bucket with sand and upturn it, this is the type of tower that will form. This type of learning is what is called implicit learning or incidental learning. Yes, Ms. Bala Narasimhan, you have raised your hand.
So one question, implicit learning, I don't know if you're going to cover, but if you can clarify, is it similar to experiential learning is what?
Yes, it is very similar to experiential learning.
Okay.
But there is a slight difference between experiential learning and implicit learning. Experiential learning is when you do something and you draw insights out of your experience. But implicit learning goes one step even beyond experiential learning, that you are not even aware that you are doing something. You see, between the age of 0 to 5, we all know that 80% of everything that we will ever know in our lifetime is learned between the period of 0 to 5. At that time, we see everything, watch everything, learn from it. And there is nobody to sit and teach us. We learn how to handle our emotions. We learn how to handle the emotions of others. All these are things which we never forget in our lifetime. They form the bedrock of our life, and that is through implicit learning.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Implicit learning occurs through passive, incidental, and automatic acquisition. That is the beauty of it. Adult learning is what we have been doing till now, and adult learning can be understood as explicit learning. The other day, in one of the forums I was a member, someone asked a question about how to interest the participants on an online platform. The answer was the activities, ask questions, the chat window. In short, you see, they were telling all the things that they would ideally. Mr. Suresh, can you please mute? My dear friends, I will request you all to keep yourself muted. Not only will you be disturbing the speaker, you'll be disturbing the listeners and the participants also. When teaching in a classroom, we tend to think in terms of particular activity types. each with their own format associated with expectations, all of which are very clear to both the students and the faculty. Module plans typically encompass a series of lectures, tutorials, and practical sessions, each with a time, a place, and a well-rehearsed set of activities. But on the online platform, none of these things are possible. You have to handle situations on the fly, and you have to be able to engage the participants with themselves. Mr. Suresh. On the online platform, these familiar cues and routines disappear. For most students who have limited experience of learning online, it is not always clear what to do, and until intentionally planned for, many of them suffer, like Madam Anuradha was telling some time back, or like other members were telling. This hybrid learning is creating a big problem. It's a very big challenge. What has changed now is this hybrid learning, where the online learning has come in. And this is going to be a very big challenge, not only for the students, but for the teaching staff also. These familiar cues and routines disappear in the online platform. And the challenge now is what gets learned and what does not. People are unable to predict. They really do not know what is sticking. What kind of stimuli do people hook on to? And why do they neglect others? More so, why are some broad classes of associations made with ease and others only with labor, trial, and error? And this is the challenge which is happening when we are moving from a person-to-person contact to an online contact, which is what the world is going to become moving forward. Now, what's this? This is what expertise looks like. This man did not develop this expertise through explicit learning. He developed it through implicit learning, by watching, by doing, and from a subconscious level. Watch it. This sort of expertise has become very important in the time to come. After the pandemic has struck, this is the level of expertise which the world expects, because there has been massive downsizing. 4 people's work is being expected from 1 person. Pew Research Center says that the new normal in 2025 will be far more tech-driven, presenting big challenges. My dear friends, 2025 is just 3 years down the line. Now you can see why leading universities have already started gearing up and including in their curriculum and career centers the essentials to prepare their students for the changes, namely online communication and presentation techniques. We are in a world of person-to-person interaction. Meeting a person and evaluating by seeing and interacting with him, talking to him and understanding through inputs that we gather through visual mode and personal physical assessment. But no more is that going to be possible. How many times have we used the phrase or the sentence in the past, let me meet him first before deciding, or let us meet first and then take it forward. We have always given primacy to meeting. We have always given primacy to evaluating in person by seeing, interacting, by vibing with that person. And today, we have moved into a digital platform. Meetings are being conducted online. Discussions and presentations are online. Purchase, commerce, even medical treatment, surgery, legal matters, everything is going online. In other words, we are shifting from an explicit to an implicit world. From explicit learning to implicit learning. Just imagine what will happen when schools realize that the infrastructure of a building and hundreds of teachers is not necessary to run a school. They can run it on the online platform with just a few faculty members who are experts on online platform. From a world where information, knowledge, support, emotional well-being, everything was served to us by others, we are now moving on to a world where we have to find the information, we have to gather the knowledge, we have to find the support from within us, and we have to look for our emotional well-being by understanding the nature of emotion itself. I'm sure the question uppermost in your mind at this juncture is that possible? How to take charge of the changing scenario? How to take advantage of this changing ecosystem? The world is changing, my dear friends. There are 4 categories of people for whom this change can work wonders, absolute wonders it can work. The first, the self-employed. Self-employed people like consultants, doctors, engineers, lawyers, auditors, anyone who is self-employed, or university professors and teachers, they need to get onto the digital platform and capitalize on the opportunities all around the world. Just imagine, all these people were restricted by geography till yesterday. A doctor could practice only within his locality, within his city. A finance consultant could only provide financial advice to the people of the city that he was in. A person who is a financial consultant in Jaipur was dependent upon the people in Jaipur or nearby catchment area to serve. But today, with a click of the mouse, he can reach any part of the world and provide consultation. As a self-employed, you are no more restricted by geography. The world has become your stage. Professionals. Earlier, you had to meet one-on-one. Today, you have to talk to your boss on the digital platform. You have to collaborate with your colleagues on the digital platform. You have to control your subordinates on the digital platform. Working has gone remote. Most people have started working remote, and all will go remote by 2025. You can wait till that happens and then learn, or you can learn right now how to handle that platform and start impressing people, becoming an influencer and the go-to person in your organization. Trainers and teachers are another class of people for whom there is an explosion of opportunity. As a trainer, you are doing classroom training. A person doing classroom training in Bangalore was dependent upon the Bangalore crowd for filling up his class. But today, the whole world has opened up. Sitting in the comfort of your home, you can train anyone, anywhere. You can teach anyone, anywhere. All that you need to be is a subject matter expert in your subject. And you will be able to rake in the moolah, the greens, the money from whichever part of the world that you want. You can get paid in dollars, yen, pounds, and euros. And then above all, the knowledgeable and the experienced elders. In the past, when you were retired, before 2020, you had to sit at home, feel insecure, emotionally lonely, ignored, neglected. But no more, my dear friends. The knowledge is with the experienced, the 60 plus. All the years of experience, now you can capitalize. Go online, spread your knowledge. Billions of people, we are on a planet with 7.87 billion people. Won't you find 100 people who will find use for your knowledge out of the 7.87 billion? Imagine how beautifully you can spend your time. You need not feel neglected anymore. You need not worry about earning. You need not think of, loneliness. Today, London, New York, Paris, Tokyo is just a mouse click away. For anyone who wishes to go global with their skills and knowledge, the possibility has become real and immediate. For the self-employed, the big opportunity is awaiting. There is this observation from IFRI, Digital in the Post-COVID World, Institute Francaise des Relations Internationales, says that the entire world for the self-employed has exploded. Today, you can give advice to anyone, anywhere. US 70% of legal system has gone online. I used to stay in Chennai. I'm a diabetic for the last 20 years. I used to be treated in MB Diabetic Center in Raipuram. I shifted to Bangalore. Earlier, what would I have done? I would have looked for a diabetologist in Bangalore, but now I don't go anywhere. I just get online with my doctor in Chennai and my treatment continues. Just imagine what a big opportunity it is for each and every self-employed person. All that you need to do is showcase your talent, showcase your expertise, and you can get people from anywhere, from the Baltic to Bangalore, you can get the people, whoever you want. In other words, reach out to the world, strategize to make the world your market, not just your city. It is a great opportunity for self-employed. So 14.2 crore people lost their jobs out of 41 crore in the last 2 years. All these 14.2 crore need not worry about their job anymore. They are all experts in something. They can launch themselves and go global. That is huge opportunity to learn. All that you need to do is open your mind. As they say, the mind is like a parachute. The more open it is, the more enjoyable the journey will be, the more safe you will be. That brings us to the employed. The biggest disruption and difficulty is for the employed, for those who are employed. Home loans, education loans, newly married life, children, education, marriage of children, everything is a big burden on them. They are weighed down because for the last 2 years, things have been totally disrupted. Their finances have been blown. As per survey, the average savings of an Indian has come down by 23%. It's a huge amount for a saving to come down. You need not worry. You can learn how to work on the online platform, impress your bosses, control your subordinates better, collaborate with your people better, and move on with your career and build it. Success in career through understanding people through cognitive science. You need not worry about not being in front of him. Cognitive science is always there to help you understand the people you are interacting with. Understand the basics of implicit influencing. How do you implicitly influence your subordinates, peers, and superiors? And finally, understanding communication and engagement through presentation mastery. How you can master the online platform and become a master communicator. That brings us to trainers and coaches. This is not going to be possible going forward. People will have to be very, very careful. Earlier training was all done in the classroom, but with digitalization and the pandemic, that has either been totally stopped or is slowly fading away. Corporates have more or less, more than 80% of the corporates have transited to an online training format. You cannot depend upon it to bring you the required revenue that is needed to run your family and secure your and your family's future. The good news is that you can now reach out to any part of the world with your program. The bad news is that on the online platform, attendance is very poor. Getting people to join your program is very difficult. Quality of people attending is very, very, very heterogeneous. Sometimes the quality is very poor. For every 10 people who attend, maybe a couple or 2 or 3 of them will be very good. Third, you will find it very difficult to monetize your program. That is inconsistent and poor earning. You are unable to go international, earn big, because the big money is there in dollars, pounds, and euros. But then when you create your program and conduct your program and appeal to the subconscious by understanding cognitive science, communicate and engage your audience through implicit teaching strategies, and hold them spellbound through presentation and online delivery techniques, your earning is guaranteed. You can mint millions. You'll be surprised to know that the Glassdoor has done a survey recently and has shown that in India, a freelance trainer earns approximately 15,319 rupees a month. That works out to approximately $200 a month. Is the earning of an Indian trainer training in India. But if the same trainer were to train in New York, his earning would be $52,922 a year, which works out to approximately $4,500 a month. That is 3,30,000 rupees a month. Digest it, my dear friend. You don't have to worry about money anymore. If you can master the online platform, you can write a one-way check to prosperity. That brings us to the retired people. The real knowledge in the world is with the elderly, and they are the ones who are most ignored, lonely, and disrespected. Why? Because they are considered a burden and a waste. They don't even earn anymore. They don't have anything to do or occupy them. And to fill up their loneliness, they keep calling other members of the family. They can't help physically. They need attention. They need respect and admiration, which no one is willing to give. Is the solution only to sit around in the park with other old people? Just imagine how nice and meaningful their life will become in their sunset years if they too were able to earn and live a healthy, robust life with people admiring them. If they could use the understandings of cognitive science and implicit transforming techniques, best online presentation practices to give presentation online the way I do and earn substantially, they will earn the respect of all the family members again. They can keep themselves busy. They need not be dependent on the attention given by others. They need not worry getting up in the morning. Once I complete my newspaper, what else do I do? They need not worry about admiration. When you are a master trainer, when you are sharing knowledge on the platform with an international crowd, you will find hundreds and thousands of people to admire your capability and your knowledge. And above all, here is an opportunity to share what you have learned over all these years with everyone around the world. Friends, I'm 65 and I don't have time. I have a full calendar working around the clock across the globe. You decide, because life is all about choices. We can deny the current realities by sticking to a comfort zone, or start availing the opportunities which the situation offers. Be the early bird which catches the worm. Get the first mover advantage, and from the comfort of your home, earn, be safe. Be assured of a fantastic work-life balance, a superbly happy life. Your wife will be happy with you, your children will be happy with you, you will be happy with yourself. You can now make your career and make money by learning how to do it on the online platform. Be you a self-employed person, a professional, a trainer, a teacher, a coach, or a senior citizen with a lot of knowledge. Diplome de Master Trainer offers you a course on how to teach people through the principles of cognitive science and implicit learning. The entire program is driven as required to the science of cognition, that is an integration of philosophy, linguistics, anthropology, neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and psychology, and implicit learning techniques. And by incorporating implicit learning and teaching techniques, you will be able to drive your programs right into the subconscious of the audience and give them lasting value. Cognitive science and implicit teaching techniques is what Diplome de Master Trainer are all about, and it is built on 4 legs. Content to deliver insights. Content is not content if that does not deliver insights. A program is about insights, not content. Content is the rider on which the insight rides. So creating a content is no joke. You have to understand cognitive science and implicit learning techniques, adult learning techniques, to be able to create content which will deliver the insights right to the subconscious, because the conscious is an argumentative animal. Every time you address the conscious, it is going to pounce on you. So how do you deliver insights to content? How do you create that content? Second is, how do you create a presentation deck? Remember one thing, our mind, the visual acuity occupies 83% of our mind. If your presentation is not synchronized with your voice, and if you don't know how to deliver it properly, the whole thing will fall flat. You need to deliver for maximum impact. Light travels faster than sound. So light should come after sound when you are talking on the online platform. The way I speak first and then my visuals come, the same way it has to come. And we will also be teaching you how to market yourself and the product. Cognitive science and implicit learning content contains adult learning principles, the neuroscience of learning, Bloom's and cognitive taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy was propounded in 1954. Taxonomy of cognitive science came in 2001. You will be taught both. You will understand what questions are not the routine questions that we talk about. What is antipophora? How do you use it? Community of inquiry. What did Garrison, Anderson, and Archer mean when they talk about the teaching presence, the social presence, and the cognitive presence to drive learning and teaching on the online platform? Why all the major universities have adopted it? All the premier institutions like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, MIT, Wharton, all of them have adopted the community of inquiry model of teaching. And finally, the nudge theory, for which Richard Thaler got the Nobel Prize in 2011. Why the governments around the world have started a nudge unit to drive their policies. These form the core teachings of cognitive science and implicit learning in Diplome de Master Trainer. The content curation contains concept selection and validation. How do you select a concept? How do you validate it so that it will address the needs of all the participants on the online platform? Supposing there are 100 participants, your content should address the requirements of all the 100, not just 2 or 3. Then we come to how do you structure it? Structuring your content for maximum impact. Slicing and compacting it so that it is easily digestible. Then we come to the primacy recency effect of making it sticky so that your participant can retain the insights which are there in each of the slices. How do you bait and loop your messages so that there is a continuum present in the participant? Today, the attention span of an individual has come down to 8 seconds. And if you have to retain the attention of your participant for minutes on end, then you need to know how to bait him, how to loop him in, and how to create the recency primacy effect so that the information will be embedded in his mind. That brings us to transitioning. How do you transition from slice to slice, insight to insight, to build to the crescendo? Priming. How do you ensure that the mind is primed to receive the information? The opening, the body, and the closing of the presentation. All these things you will be learning in the content curation part of the program. Then comes instructional design. Instructional design contains presentation deck techniques. How do you create a presentation deck which is amazing, mind-blowing, and awesome? Holds the attention of your participant. How do you do a need analysis on the online platform? How do you demystify the cognitive biases which your participants will bring onto the platform? What is the narrative grammar with which you can drive the program? Video and audio podcasting, video and audio podcast creation, so that you can establish yourself as a subject matter expert. How do you write a proposal? And finally, how do you create a facilitator guide which will facilitate your delivery? Online delivery secrets. What are the secrets with which an online delivery can be made successful? What sort of a language you need to use for maximum impact? How do you visually manage your deck and your delivery for maximum impact? What are the technologies available? And how do you engage your participant with themselves? Engagement on the online platform is when the participant engages himself with the program. That brings us to the marketing. The essentials of marketing through the online platform and marketing itself of yourself. Selling without money. The online platform is a costly platform. Each click on Facebook today is costing 140 rupees, and each click on Google is costing around 200 rupees. So how do you sell your program without money? How do you master the social media? And finally, how do you achieve subject matter expertise? So that, once you are able to establish your subject matter expertise, you can reach out to any part of the world comfortably. That brings us to breaking into the corporates. You will learn how to strategize your growth line, how to build a community. We have a community. I have a community of 75,000 people. So how do you build a community? And finally, how do you build program value? Additional information which you'll get on the diploma is the pitfalls. What are the pitfalls of the digital platform? How to be careful about them? What is the technology which is available? How do you groom yourself and prepare yourself? And finally, what are the etiquettes? My dear friends, you will have over 100 hours of hands-on practice to master the learning under the watchful eye of the faculty and coordinators. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something. Are you people ready? Can I have a response, please?
Yes, I think the group is ready.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a video. You need to tell me, is this person drowning or swimming? Who will answer? Is this person drowning or swimming? Do you have a response from the audience?
It's swimming. Both.
Swimming.
Huh?
It is swimming.
Okay.
Drowning.
He's
He's
doing both.
and trying to
Trying to come out of it.
No, if he is swimming, then swimming suit should be there.
Swimming vigorously,
he's
not to
drowning,
get
but
drowned.
wants to save himself. So he's using the maximum skills of how to save himself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's swimming, actually.
Okay, he's swimming. Anybody else?
It is drowning because it is close. It is wearing clothes. He's wearing clothes.
So you see, it appears we are very evenly divided. Some are telling he is drowning, some are telling he is swimming, some have taken the middle path that he is trying to swim and save himself. Now let me show you what happened in the rest of the thing. He drowned. So here is a person, his actions were such that nobody could decide whether he is drowning or swimming. He drowned. This is how swimming looks. Now, what is the difference between these videos? What is very clear from this is that drowning and swimming involve the same actions. Trying to keep your head above water, beating your hands and leg in the water to keep yourself afloat. But in drowning, since you don't know the signs, you are desperate, you are panicky, you do it without a rhythm, without confidence, and in the process, you drown and die. But when it comes to swimming, you are confident. You know the techniques. You are very, very rhythmic. And the water in which you are swimming supports your swimming. That means the platform supports you. My dear friend, that's what Diplome de Master Trainer all about. When you do your Diplome de Master Trainer course, the platform will help you. You will become an expert on the online platform. You will not struggle anymore. You will not lack confidence. You will be very systematic. You know how to do it. And you will do it, and you will prosper and flourish. The course duration is from 15th of April 2022 to 2nd of September 2022, 5 months. 240 hours of course on cognitive learning, cognitive science, implicit learning and teaching techniques, content creation for insights, how to create it. You will learn everything about mastering the online platform delivery system, the technology involved, the presentations, how to have a smooth and impressive presentation. You will know how to market your programs. You know, for those people who are self-employed, they will know what strategy to adopt so that a current consultant in a city can become a consultant for the world. How to bring the world to his doorstep. As Ramon rightly said, if you can build a good mousetrap, the world will beat apart your door. You will learn how to build a good mousetrap and the world will beat apart your door. Friends, when we want to catch an ant, we don't go after the ant. We put a piece of sugar or sweet on the floor and the ant comes to it. Diplome de Master Trainer is a sugar which you put, the ants will automatically come to you. 240 hours. Friday 7:30 to 10:30, Saturday 7:30 to 10:30, Sunday 7:30 to 10:30, weekdays optional practice session, Wednesdays 7:30 to 10:30. These are totally optional. Those of you who are interested can practice, come and practice. Those not interested can give it a skip. You will get life membership for DMT alumni. We already have a very strong Diplome de Master Trainer group of 48. You will get life membership for the alumni. This alumni keeps meeting regularly. At this moment, they are meeting every day on their weekly huddle. They are headed by Ms. Suma Rao, who has anchored this program, who is a startup leader from Bangalore. Now you will get life membership for DMT alumni. You will get opportunity to learn as a group all these things, and it is a continuous learning. Even after this program, the learning will continue. You will get a template for effective implementation. The entire template for effective implementation will be provided to you. Hand-holding will be there on a continuous basis. The entire video recording of the course will be provided to you for free. You can refer to the course at any time in your video recording. You will get a certificate which is worth its weight in gold. It tells the world that now you are an online expert and you will be networking with like-minded people. Not only that, select participants who are very serious about the program and taking their life forward will be given a gold membership. What is this gold membership? It's lifelong free admission to all Diplome de Master Trainer courses in the future. For instance, Diplome de Master Trainer 1, Season 1 participants can do the Diplome de Master Trainer Season 2 course for free. Opportunity to work with me as a faculty member in the course. Number 3, first preference for all training and consulting assignments that come to me. I receive a lot of training and consulting assignments. I am 65. I am very comfortable where I am. I pass on all those assignments to the groups. All gold member courses will be promoted by VAC Solution without cost. All the gold members, whatever courses they have, VAC Solution has got a 75,000 catchment community. It will promote it for free with all these people. VAC Solution facility and platform will be available for gold members at a discounted price. So what is the cost? I'm sure that must be running through your mind. The fee structure is one-time payment of 60,000. If you want to pay in installments of 5 months, you can pay 75,000 at 15,000 rupees per month. You register now with 2,000. And this registration fee is adjusted against the final payment. If you want to make a one-time payment and you pay by 10th of March the balance amount, you get a 5,000 discount. That is, instead of 60, you will have to pay 55,000. And adjusting 2,000, you will have to pay 53,000. Then the total fee, including registration, is only 55,000. Friends, I am putting the link for registration into the chat window. I will be putting a Razor Pay, Google Pay, and the PayPal link. Outside India, participants can pay in dollars. The registration is $26. If you want to discuss further, please post your WhatsApp number in the chat box and we will reach out to you. My contact number is 93840-97866. Welcome to Diplome de Master Trainer Season 2. Thank you, friends. I'll be posting it in the chat window.
Thank you, Mr. Subramaniam. That was a wonderful explanation about DDMT, that is Diplome de Master Trainer 2, in a nutshell. I think we are ready to take some questions from the participants.
Yes, well, let me put something is wrong with my thing. Yes, I have put the registration link. Those of you who want to register can register through the Razor Pay by paying 2,000. Or you can send me a Google Pay of 2,000, whichever way you feel convenient. Outside India, people can pay can pay $26. Yes, Mr. Bridge Pandey, you have some question?
Yes, I do have. I'd
Yeah.
just like to understand, is this all about the marketing? The
beg your pardon?
Hello?
Yes. Can you unmute your video so that I can see you also?
Oh, literally, I was not thinking so, but it's okay. Now you can see me.
Yes, yes. Tell me about Mr. Pandey.
I'm asking simply, is this the course which is involving the cost, and after the course, how much we need to invest?
Nothing.
Nothing.
After the course, you need not invest anything to market yourself. We will be teaching you how to do it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything. If you want to still go and invest something and do paid marketing, that is up to you. You see,
No,
once you have completed the course.
Sir, my question is, because of course you will teach us. And after that also the cost is involved.
If you want to do paid marketing, you can do it, Mr. Pandey. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That if you want to do paid marketing, you can do paid marketing once you have become an expert in what you are doing. Without becoming an expert, if you start spending money on paid marketing, the paid marketing is very costly. You first create a community for yourself. For creating a community, you don't require to spend money.
Okay. So you have the method through which we should not implement or invest the money in terms of marketing. Is it right?
Correct. We do not advocate people spending unnecessary money on marketing as of this moment. Once you have learned, you have established yourself, and then from the money you earn, you can invest depending upon where you want to do your program, how you want to do it.
So again, same answer I am getting, sir. The way you are telling that might be.
Joel, please talk a bit louder.
Okay, no issues. So what I could understand that we need not to spend, but as per the requirement, we need to go for it.
See, I am again telling you, spending money on digital marketing is a waste.
Okay.
If you can establish yourself as a subject matter expert, which we will teach you how to do, you will be able to establish a good clientele for yourself through the creation of an ecosystem around you.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I
Thank
think
you.
I got my answer.
Thank you. Yes, 2 more people have raised their hands.
Sir, can I answer to Mr. Pandey?
Yes, Mr. Atul.
Atul, yeah. Mr. Pandey, I have already done the DMT course. I'm in the last 1.5 months. This need will actually not happen. In the beginning, you will feel perhaps that, okay, there's so many things to be done. But the way you start learning, the way you start interacting, there will be so much of credibility established by when people interact with you, that this forced push and pull will not be required. And it is not just in how to make a training program. It will show in wherever you are interacting with the client. The way you are able to understand their issues, the way you will be able to communicate and resolve their issues, everything will become clear. I have been in industry for about 30 plus years. And I perhaps in the beginning thought that I don't need it. Fortunately, I met Mr. Subramanian about a year back in attending his seminars, and I attended. It is not one thing which has got affected. Everything I do, because the depth which he talks in terms of cognitive clarifies so many things. How I got success earlier, which I was not able to replicate, where I failed, what could I have done differently. So many things become clear. So in the beginning, I used to think that being in consulting, I perhaps also need to advertise in LinkedIn and so many things. I don't do any of them.
Mr. Atul Vij is a lead consultant with one of the world's #1 consultancy, McKinsey's, and he has his own consulting in Delhi.
Thank you
Pandey,
very
you
much.
are on
I
mute.
think that this answer was very precise. I'm really thankful to Mr. Viz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Subramaniam?
Yes.
Sunil Panikia here.
Yes, Mr. Sunil.
Thanks for a wonderful presentation. So what I understand from your presentation is that you not only become a trainer, you are training the trainer. So you can in future train an audience or become a coach.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
And he will be also a part of your team.
Yes.
So if there is a requirement coming to you, then you will sort of delegate that responsibility to one of us.
I
That
don't take any responsibility myself. Everything which comes to me, I pass on to the team because I don't have time. I have programs running all over the globe. So I don't have time. At this age, I also have to maintain a health.
Yeah, I understand that. So it is not just, being a trainer, but also like if you are an entrepreneur, because here in this group, you might have a lot of people. I myself am a retired and I've retired from an MNC now.
Excellent.
So I'm also trying to dabble, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in future, whether I should be a consultant.
Now
or
you know what you're going to do.
No, this will be a sort of a training, but I don't know whether that is my calling.
Just a minute, Mr. Panikar. What is the training you're going to get here? You are going to get the training as to how to leverage your expertise.
Okay.
That is the training you're going to get. I am not going to train you for anything else. See, I am going to train you, there could be a finance consultant. I'm not going to teach him how to give consultancy on finance. There could be a legal expert. I'm not going to teach him how to become a legal expert. My point is, I'm going to give you training as to how you can leverage your knowledge and take it to the world.
Okay, I got it. So if I'm going to do a business, say for example, then if I want to, present myself about my business to an audience, this training will help me in, making that audience understand what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
But another question is, you talked about the challenges of, learning, especially in the digital era. And explicit learning is different from implicit in the sense that when you are in a classroom training, you can learn, observe, sense, and understand the audience requirement. But in an implicit learning, you really don't know. Even though you know the techniques, the other person sitting there might not be actually learning or understanding, or, it might go over the top also, isn't it?
Do you want me to
sure
prove it to you that it doesn't go over the top?
Sorry?
Would you like to have proof that it doesn't go over the top?
No, I'm just asking you.
I'm asking you, do you want proof? You see, there are 51 people here. I'm asking you, do you want proof?
No.
I'll give you right now. I will give you the proof.
Okay, I don't mind. What I'm
Are you
saying
okay
is
with it?
because it's a heterogeneous group, you really
Are
don't
you
know how
okay
many
with
people
it?
would have
Should I
understood
give
this,
the
right?
proof? Should
Yeah,
I
why
give
not?
the proof?
Why not? Why not?
Okay. Mr. Sunil, tell me, what is the attention span today?
Maybe about, it differs from people to people. You said about 8 minutes.
How long did you listen to my talk?
For about 1.5 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Were you attentive?
I think I did, yes.
So at least 70% of the time you were attentive?
Maybe yes, because, when you're teaching something, there's always, something going on in your mind. You're not
So
sure.
at least 60% of the time you would say you are attentive?
Yes, 60 to 70%.
That means what is 60% or 70% of 1.5 hours?
Maybe about 45, 50 minutes.
So just imagine, Mr. Sunil, if I have been able to hold a heterogeneous group of people from young to old for 45, 50 minutes spellbound, there has to be something which is I am doing right.
Very true.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
So there is something I am doing which is right, which is the reason why on an online platform, I am able to hold the attention of people for such a long time. This is what you will learn.
Just a quick question.
Yes, Mr. Goel.
Yeah, thanks for a wonderful insights. See, I'm currently a trainer and I command in India, and I command, let's say, X per hour in India, right? And if I sell the same training services to an American client, the rate is at least 5 to 10x per hour.
Much more.
Right? Maybe more. You know better than that.
Yes, much more.
So my question is, for an Indian trainer who has been educated and experienced in India, but I do also have a foreign degree. I got an MBA in Canada. But getting an Indian trainer accepted outside India and then winning those training assignments. First of all, I have no experience. Second, I'm just curious. I'm very much comfortable with what you have presented. So a little concerned to know how do I encroach that market, which pays much better and allows me to get accepted with the help of your training.
Tell me one thing. When you go to a doctor, when you are not well, what makes you go to a particular doctor?
If I have an experience of knowing a doctor that I have visited the person
So
in the
the
past,
degree does not matter.
Of course not. The outcome.
Whether he is in the same way, Mr. Ashok, when you will develop the expertise, as I told you, people will automatically come to you. You might have a degree in training. I don't have a degree in training. Let me tell you very clearly, I don't have a degree in training. I give training. Why? Because I have the expertise. I have the knowledge. I have been able to scale the international platform for the simple reason that I can hold audience and I can give them insights which are not available to them because I understand cognitive science and I understand how to create content and insights. That is my strength. If my programs, Mr. Ashok, if you know me, then you know that I have given extremely popular programs like design thinking, creativity, innovation, value proposition, value chain analysis, employee engagement. So many programs have given at the international level and each of them are successful. Why? I don't have a degree in training. People with degree in training get trained under me. Why?
No, so Arun, I'm not.
No, I'm telling Ashok, it is simple.
Question.
You see, I'll tell you, Ashok, once you master these techniques, that is a strategy by which you will have to promote yourself.
Right.
That is a strategy. It's not that anything can be done without strategy. If you sit at home, nobody is going to know about you. But if you learn the strategy of taking yourself abroad, you can definitely earn. There's absolutely nothing to stop you. Every third day, I give interview to some platform, some group of business people. Very recently, about a week back, I gave a program on business model canvas, innovation, to AABN. You see, so, and then how do they come to know you? You see, if you have, as I said, if you know how to make a mousetrap, the world will beat apart your door. The difference is between wanting and doing. Many people want, but they are not ready to do something to manifest their want.
Right.
The question is, do you really want to take it to the world? Or are you going to keep on thinking whether I should do this, whether I should do that? In this, time will pass away.
Correct. Correct.
Just take the plunge. You see, everything, I will tell you, there is something called a leap of faith.
Yeah.
If a person is successful and he says this will work, take that leap of faith, Ashok. Last time also, I remember you had put your number in the chat box that you wanted to do. So you see, take that leap of faith. It will work out.
Yeah.
It will work out. The question is, how much it will work out will depend upon how much you are willing to wet your feet. No one in this world, Ashok, has been able to learn swimming without getting into water.
Absolutely.
All the logics, all the argument in the world will not teach you swimming if you do not get into the water. When you get into the water, the fear of drowning remains. In fact, it is the fear of drowning which will motivate you to swim.
Yeah. Right, sir. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok.